And good afternoon, everyone. We continue to watch Grayson rage across the Northeast with very heavy snow, crippling snow, a very wet snow here in Rockport. But, of course, the calling card up here on the North Shore is the storm surge. All right, we're not at high tide yet, but we're watching a few of these vehicles here as the water is basically merging the two bays. Okay, and occasionally you're watching the back of that vehicle lift up. Now, both the first two that we have in the foreground are seeing the waves come up under the undercarriage and splash. So you've already got salt water into the undercarriage there. So that's not a good thing. I'm not, I'm kind of interested to see what this tow truck is here for. Maybe to pull one of these out. I'm not sure. He literally just arrived on scene before you came to us. So he's coming back out here. We'll see what he's going to do. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is at least a 2-foot storm surge here. At least a 2-foot storm surge. So this is not where the water is supposed to be, is the bottom line. We've got an astronomical high tide already, so the tides are already running high. Then you throw this storm on, and of course, the wind field has been very, very strong. We've had gusts over 70 miles an hour here, where I am in Rockport. We've had hurricane gusts down on Nantucket. I don't know if they've been any stronger since, because I've been out here for so long, but you can see the problem. It's just pushed the water into these two bays here, and that has caused, obviously, quite a stir. We've had about 4 people come in and pull their cars out really in the nick of time. There was a little yellow Fiat that it was sitting right here, okay? It was sitting right here in this parking space. And where do you think that baby would have been right now? Out there. We can see how high the water is. Some of this trellis under here is dealing with some of this broken ice that's pushing on up. It's to the bottom of the steps in through here. And again, that's probably likely a crawl space that's under there, not a basement, but still, you know, it's not where the water is supposed to be. It's higher than where it's supposed to be. The boats usually do the best out of this unless they break away from their moorings. They're just sitting out there anchored down, and basically as the wind moves a little bit to the east-northeast, we essentially see the boat wave. It's parallel with the wind. It's not getting pushed around with the wind right now. Again, look at these waves coming up here, Safe. You're essentially seeing wave action come up and merge together. And I'm telling you, every once in a while, the back edge of that vehicle lifts up. We're going to let this guy come through. Not really sure why he was here. Maybe to pull one of those vehicles out, but he's probably thinking twice about doing that. Interesting name for a tow truck, Tally's Hookers. Oh, I love New England. Such a great sense of humor. By the way, Belichick this morning had the Patriots practicing in this. He's like, look, there's a chance you could play in the snow in the playoffs. I expect everybody to be here and be here on time and put out a full practice. Obviously not happy with the dominance of the Patriots last weekend. But either way, it's going to be, a heck of a storm here for the record books in terms of the snowfall. And it's really interesting to me to hear Mike and Justin and the type of snow that they have, which is a much lighter snow, powdery snow. And I'm telling you right now, if you've ever... And the fact that we're just fresh off Christmas here is a great analogy. If you've ever seen them flock a Christmas tree with those flocking guns, that's the same thing. I mean, it's like white flocks, like white paste, white mud here, pretty much all over. So very wet snow, temperature right around 32 degrees. So that's what it is looking like here. The good news is all the cars are holding. The bad news is the spray, the wave action, that's going to push salt water up onto the electronics and up through the undercarriage of that vehicle. Buildings are fine. Boats are fine. The yacht club is doing pretty well through here. The town of Rockport will survive, I promise you that. But this is Blizzard 78 territory where the water was a lot higher than this. There were literally dozens of vehicles in this very bay which I am on. That will not be the case this time, but we certainly could have a couple. We'll keep you posted. All right, not sure where I'm going here with this, but let's go back to the Weather Channel.
Yeah, that's right. Good. Hey, Jim, glad things are going well over there. Things here, well, not so great, obviously. Visibility is really, really poor, wicked poor, as we say around here. That's because of all the snow that has just been coming down with that wind. Logan Airport right now, as you can see, on a normal day, you would be able to look across at the harbor right there and see flights taking off, but nothing is getting in and out of the airport right now because of the wind, the snow, the visibility, except for maybe some international flights coming in. Now, take a walk with me. This is Atlantic Ave here in Boston, a main thoroughfare outside of the financial district. It is covered in snow. Look, I am walking through snowbanks right now. We've gotten just under a half a foot in the last couple of hours. It started snowing at 7 o'clock. It's just afternoon, and you can see what the weather is like right now. Now, I don't know if you can hear it all in the distance off my microphone. We've seen a lot of fire trucks just shudder very quickly down the road. We think maybe something could be going on because that is winter related. Some people mentioned something as well, so we're not too sure. We're going to check on that in a few minutes. But as you can see on a day like this, not a lot of people are on the roads right now. That's because the roads, as the governor has said, don't get on the roads. It's not safe. It's not passable. It's not a good idea. Outside of the airport with the cancellations and delays there, same with the transit, the subway system, the commuter line, everyone that would be coming into the city on a very, very busy roadway isn't today. That's because of all of this weather. Now, if you want to take a look up, you can see the skyscrapers right here. Usually you'd be able to see the whole sky full of them, but because of this wind, that snow, that poor visibility, it really isn't possible. You know, something that with this storm, which is really interesting to me, is that normally the snow is powdery, but here it lands on you and you just get soaking wet, and it's so stinging with that wind. I don't know if you can see the wind gusts at all, but it just keeps on coming at you, and it is blinding, this snow and these wind gusts, where my head, my hair has just become completely crystallized in this weather, and my poor crew, of course. But for now, you know, enough with our Boston woes. We're going to send it down south a little bit, down 95 to Justin Michaels in New York. Justin, how is it going there?
Well, I'll tell you what, not very well. And in fact, we do know the sanitation department here, they're in charge of making sure these roads are clear, because pretty unique thing they do here in New York City. They use the garbage trucks. They throw plows on the front of the garbage trucks to double their forces. So right now there are about 1,500 plows out in the 5 boroughs that make up New York City. There are 700 salt trucks, but the problem with the salt trucks is the salt really isn't going to be that effective over the next 72 hours because of how cold it's going to be. But this is a daunting task. Take a look at the roads here. This is 6th Avenue in New York City, and you can see it's completely snow covered at this point. We have only seen a few plows go through, and you know they have a daunting task. I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like to map out a city like this and have to try to keep it clear. But still, they're doing the best they can against Mother Nature, and that really is a force to be reckoned with. Let's go over here and talk to a few ladies from Louisiana. So how long have you all been in town?
Just a couple days now.
Okay, a couple days. Have you been impacted by this storm to get home?
We may. We're leaving tomorrow.
Well, I don't think you're leaving tomorrow. So what are you doing on a snow day in New York?
We came here for a vacation. Girls' vacation, road trip.
Is this a vacation?
Yeah, this is a blast. We're having so much fun.
Yeah, and what's been your favorite thing about New York and the snow so far?
We just love New York. Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah. This is great.
Yeah, are you enjoying the fact there's a winter storm happening right now?
We do. Okay. We normally get about an inch of rain in Louisiana, so this is really exciting for us.
All right, very good. Well, you ladies continue to have a good time. I hope you fly out tomorrow. I don't think you will, so your vacation might just got extended, but you have to realize when you get extended in New York, it gets a little pricey. A little pricey.
Tell our bosses we're sorry.
Yeah, they're sorry. Hey, bosses, they're sorry. They're going to be in New York for a while. Hey, ladies, be safe. Have fun. All right, let's go out on Long Island right now to Riverhead, New York. That's where we find Mike Seidel. And, Mike, we know we have a winter storm warning here in New York City. You're dealing with blizzard conditions out there.
Yes, indeed. The blizzard warning extended now west into Nassau County. Massapequa's had 8.7 inches of snow. We've got several reports here in Suffolk County, which is the county east of Nassau and the last county before you hit the end of the road. And Montauk and the beautiful lighthouse off to our east. Several reports out here of up to 9.5 inches of snow, as much as 9 inches in Queens. That band coming through the city over the past couple of hours has really dumped. The winds out here gusting over 50. Bayville peak gust just checking 59 miles an hour. And this is a very dry, powdery snow. And also remember, this is 10 days in a row that the tri-state area, New York City, they have not been above freezing. It's freezing right now. 32 up on Cape Ann, north of Boston. Jim Cantori is there. What a shot he's got. He's got wet snow, more like mud, and storm surge. We'll go back to him after a break.